Hello once again, audience. My name is Victor.
And I am the Steve, and you, over there, you're gloriously imaginary. You have won the imaginary lottery.
Yes, and welcome to episode 2 of the Humble
Potato
Podcast. Wow, we did it.
So
First
try.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've been following our YouTube channel, which you realistically probably haven't, this is our 99th video.
Ooh.
We took a long break.
Several times.
Because YouTube broke our dreams. and
life broke our dreams.
And life broke us. But yeah, we are on our 99th video.
Because we broke life.
Yeah, we broke dreams. So
I don't need you to break my dreams. I can do it myself perfectly fine.
But yeah. So, comrade, how are you?
On this gloriously kind of cloudy day, I'm pretty meh. And how are you?
I'm pretty meh too.
And we've already gone off your plan.
I completely forgot about the plan, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's fun. It's like episode 1. Actually, no, it's not like episode 1, because this time we had a plan and we were going.
Yeah.
But
improvisation is our jam.
Exactly. All right. So we actually have topics this time. Well, one of us has a topic. Neil's gonna win.
Yes. So, as the internet probably knows, Marvel has been like, "Hey, we are introducing a variant of Iron Man." And he is going to play one of the greatest comic book characters of all time. I thought it was a book. I thought that's somebody coming towards us. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, we're keeping that in.
Yeah, so Robert Downey Jr. is obviously needing money and can't find anywhere else after Oppenheimer, so he is coming back to play a variant of Doctor Doom. And so, comrade, let's turn it over to you.
Oh, snappers.
How do you feel about this?
He should have just made Sherlock Holmes 3.
Yeah, no, he should have done.
It's been delayed for so long. It's like, please, I need to know.
And also, he could have appeared in, like, I don't know. They've done someone's done like a crossover between Godzilla and Oppenheimer, because the nuclear bomb in Japan, the nuclear bombs like create Godzilla or awaken him or whatever, and so they could have had like a crossover, and then that could have expanded into the Oppenheimer verse. But anyway.
Oppenzilla?
This is a giant kaiju with like a big hat. But yeah, he's also getting paid 100 million, which is, no one needs that much money.
There's also more. They're also paying for his like jets and was it like a caravan encampment.
But yeah, so Steve, what is your opinion on this casting?
I do really like RDJ. The Sherlock Holmes films were phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I really want that third one. Please just make it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just going to be weird. Just seeing a character you're so used to playing, like, for this example, Iron Man, playing any other role within Marvel is just going to be weird.
Mm.
But the fact that he made him into a Doctor Doom villain, it doesn't make sense. I would rather have just the typical Doctor Doom origin stories, to be honest. I don't know who would make a good Doom. Any thoughts on who would make
I
a good
have
Doom?
a few. No, I have one that comes to mind. He actually played Oppenheimer. He's been in like the Peaky Blinders, and he looks more like a younger Doctor Doom, but his name is Cillian Murphy. And yeah, and he's like really good. He's a very chilled person. He doesn't know what a meme is. he, he has a life.
That sweet summer child. Never gone on the internet.
Protect him at all costs. But yeah, I could see him as a younger Doctor Doom, or a Doctor Doom from another. I don't know. But yeah, okay.
I'll maybe just get the guy to reprise his role
Yeah.
from the original Fantastic Four.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel he didn't make the best Doom, but he made a pretty good Doom.
He did make a pretty good Doom.
I feel like he didn't. He had these origins, but I don't think he fairly got to explore what it's like to be Doom. Like if they continued.
I really liked him, especially in the sequel.
Oh yeah.
Where he
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Where he's like he already is Doctor Doom. Oh yeah, it's weird. It reeks of desperation. It's like we are not doing very well with our movies. Deadpool and Wolverine had to
rescue them. Basically.
Rescue them pretty much with cameos and to make up for a very generic plot. Steve knows how I feel about that movie, but
yeah, the fact that I've learned more about it, the whole like anchor point makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, is it that Wolverine is the anchor point of that universe, but it makes zero sense. Like, did that universe only start when Wolverine was born? But then how did he become the anchor point?
Yeah.
Was there was there a previous anchor point? But then
yeah. If so,
I don't
then
know.
why didn't yeah.
I don't think it was explained very well. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know.
No, it wasn't very explained very well.
Anyway, back on topic.
But yeah, so it just feels like because they made like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which no one remembers. The Black Widow movie, which no one remembers. The Marvels, which no one chooses to even try and remember.
A bunch of other like shows and upcoming shows.
Yeah, and so they're obviously like, there's only one person who could play Doctor Doom, and everyone in Hollywood and in foreign cinema and everywhere are like, are we a joke to you?
And it feels very strange. Is this because obviously they had to do something other than I forget his name now, the villain from Quantumania.
Oh, Kang.
Yeah. Because of they could have, if they wanted to continue the Kang thing, just got another actor to play Kang.
Yeah.
And just hit as a variation of Kang.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they really shot themselves in the foot when they said every Kang looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because now they can't, I guess they can't do that because every Kang variant's the same. They should have just made it maybe each of the Kangs look like, because Kang is notorious for having different aliases, so it would make sense that his variants would look different from each other.
Yeah.
I generally don't like the Kang storyline. I'm glad it's gone, but I wish it was gone for different reasons.
Yeah.
Then it kind of just feels weird because they're building up Kang and then his Doom.
Yeah.
So is he the new big bad, or is he just like how many movies is he going to be in? I know it's 2 confirmed so far.
Yeah, I think. So the Secret Wars storyline. Well, there was 2 Secret Wars storylines. There was the one in the 80s, I think, where a group of heroes were transported by someone called I can't remember, the Beyonder, and they have to like stop the villains. It's like 4 villains, and it was Magneto, Doctor Doom, and then I think a Doctor Octopus or something, and I can't remember. Oh, and Red Skull, and it was like a battle world. And then the more recent one that I think happened in 2015, Doctor Doom becomes like God Emperor,
Of
and he's
course.
completely warped all of reality. So you've got things like the Thor Corps who work for him, and he kills Thanos, and it's like it's completely. My brain is just kind of like, I don't understand this. But the thing is though is that the title for for Avengers Doomsday is in green, the Doomsday bit.
Yeah.
So you obviously know that's going to focus on Doom, but Avengers Secret Wars, the Secret Wars is in red and yellow, just like Iron Man.
Yeah.
So I have a theory that we're either going to see the real Doctor Doom in Secret Wars, and then Tony Stark is going to come back, or Doomsday is going to be revealed that Doctor Doom has transferred his mind into Tony Stark's, a variant of Tony Stark, so that it was RDJ's Tony Stark, but now it's Doctor Doom who's hijacked the mind, and the original body for Doctor Doom is dead or something. I don't know.
Or you might have done like a full-on body swap.
Yeah. That's what I tried to say. But yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it. But then it could be another like bait and switch. You know how they did with the Mandarin, like,
Yeah.
the Mandarin, haha, he's not the Mandarin.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't put past Marvel to do something either really cheesy, like, he's only doomed for these 2 movies, haha, surprise.
Yeah.
He was actually only pretending to be doomed for some various reason, or maybe his mind has been controlled, or maybe it's just going to be another bad guy into a good guy kind of scenario. Maybe they'll change his heart. There's very many ways this could go badly, and not like the way Marvel movies and TV shows and even the comics have been going lately. I wouldn't put it past Marvel to really screw this up.
Yeah.
I think if done right, it could be a very interesting, probably convoluted story.
Yeah.
But I generally think it's not gonna do so well.
Yeah, not that I would like it to, but yeah.
And then in general, if RDJ's first role was Doom, I would say that's questionable. Like, I wouldn't say he would make a good team.
No, I don't know. I can kind of. He was really good in Oppenheimer, who played like a villainy role, I guess.
I guess he could pull it off. I mean, he does do a really good Sherlock.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Make Sherlock Holmes free.
Yeah, just make Sherlock Holmes free. My answer to everything.
Episode 2, make Sherlock Holmes free. Where Victor and Steve just advocate for Sherlock Holmes free. Out of the 2 Sherlock Holmes movies, what's your favourite one?
Oh. So my mind's like mixing them together. The first one. Who's been the first one?
It was that guy who pretended to use dark magic.
Oh yeah. The I can't remember his name actually.
I can't remember his name either.
Professional.
To be fair, in our defense, I think he was an original villain.
I'm fairly certain.
He wasn't like from the books or anything. So, well, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Either have I. I know it's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. They should totally make a third one.
Was the second one Moriarty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I always remember the guy with like the really bushy moustache, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's so bushy.
That guy did a pretty good Moriarty.
He did.
They got the age wrong, but oh well.
How old should he have been?
Actually, I can't remember how old Moriarty is in the books.
I think it was old, wasn't he?
Yeah. He doesn't actually appear that often in the books.
No.
Because he works in the shadows.
Yeah.
And then he well, falls off a waterfall, shall we say?
Um,
he didn't whoopsies.
But I always liked that slow motion thing that they did, where they're like Sherlock's like, first he'll do this, and then I'll do that, and then he'll do this, and then I'll do
the mind games of Sherlock's. We have really gone off topic.
Yeah, basically what we're trying to say is make Sherlock Holmes free. Anyway.
Anyway, back to this. I think you're right. I think this is a desperate move. Like their original plans clearly fell through.
Yeah.
Or they realize they have to make a big drastic change to try and get as many views. I think this will get views.
Yeah.
People love
absolutely.
RDJ. One of the very few like memorable actors of this generation, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's not many left.
No.
You have all these new people come in, but I don't know the names of any really new actors, to be honest. I've always been bad with names, but
But yeah, so I guess that's our thought about it.
Yeah, it's a desperate move, either to desperately try and get more people, or because they had to change their like. They're always going, here's a bunch of products, movies, TV shows, here's a bunch of stuff. And we've got like several phases already planned out.
Yeah.
And then they announce the stuff. And a lot of times they either have to cancel it or the Agatha thing, they have to. I'm not sure if this was done on purpose or they really just couldn't get the name right for Agatha all along or whatever it was.
Oh, Agatha all along.
Some of the other names were actually a lot better. I don't know who asked for an Agatha show. Is this like generally gonna keep her as a villain, or is she gonna be a sympathetic villain, or is this like role swap to becoming a hero?
I thought it was a prequel.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't bring myself to care.
I often forget that it's actually happening.
I do as well. I feel that way about most Marvel things.
Yeah.
And sometimes I even forget that DC even exists. DC can do good things.
Yeah. Haven't done anything good in a while.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like the Joker stuff. I'm tempted to watch the new the Robert Pattinson Batman.
I have to say I really like that.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I've heard mixed things, but generally good things about it.
And the Suicide Squad actually I do like. Not the DC.
Or the
not
sequel.
the first one.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I think that's the only difference. It's just the third in front of it.
I would recommend watching James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Why can't they just picked a better name and differentiation?
Rather than just adding a Z.
I'd be like James Bond, the James Bond, a James Bond. It's like one of my favorite cartoon / animation, whatever it is, of all times is the Batman. And trying to look it up can be a pain because it obviously comes up with the animated series, or it comes up with Batman Brave and the Bold, or because it's just literally called the Batman.
Yeah. But no, those are the two films I would recommend. So the Batman with Robert Downey Jr. Oh, Robert Pattinson, or James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Not the first James Gunn. Not the first Suicide Squad because that's garbage. But yeah. I'm also. That's something. My Adventures with Superman.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was so good.
I haven't seen much of it, but clips I really enjoy.
Yeah, I really hope it didn't screw over season 3. I haven't finished watching season 2 yet, but I feel like DC has this horrible problem of they keep going until it turns into trash.
Yeah.
Like with the Young Justice, I really liked the first season. Second season was alright, and then the third season I couldn't watch. No. I couldn't watch all the way through. And I mean that's probably just personal preference, but I just feel like that way with a lot of DC things. They get to a certain point and it's just like, okay, please stop.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I guess it's my turn to think of a topic.
Yeah, if you want,
I didn't bring anything to the table.
We can just talk.
Yeah, it was okay. I guess my topic would be: how would you fix Marvel or DC? Like, what do you think they should do? Do you think they should go reboot, or should they try and rescue whatever's left?
I would have. A part of me genuinely wants to be like, you guys have made the biggest franchise in history. Congratulations. You've obviously gotten people started in the industry and everything. But let's reboot everything. But then there's a part of me that's like, brush everything that's happened since Endgame, except from the box office successes like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, because Deadpool and Wolverine kind of ends with, spoiler alert, Wolverine staying, this new Wolverine staying in Deadpool's world, and that's it. It's kind of like a send off to the 20th Century Fox movies.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any real impact on the MCU. And then I'd release Captain America 4, aka Falcon 1. And I would do the Thunderbolts, aka Suicide Squad. And then I would just be like, we're gonna start afresh.
So I partly agree with that. I would probably do the Falcon one if Falcon was a decent character. Like, I know some people like Falcon. Again, this is personal preference. I feel like as soon as he became Captain America, he wasn't. I don't think he made a good Captain America. He makes a good Falcon, but not a good Captain America. I think I would rather have a movie or a series purely based on Bucky.
Yeah, I would too.
I generally think Bucky has the more interesting storyline potential. Not get me wrong, like, you could do something interesting with Falcon, but I feel like Bucky just has that. He's basically Dark Captain America. Yeah. He existed at this time. He was brainwashed. He's very much like a male Black Widow in that aspect. Yeah. He was brainwashed, and obviously forced to do all these horrific things.
Yeah.
And now he's doing his redemption arc, and I think they didn't do his redemption arc justice, because obviously he's shifting focus between multiple characters. But I think it'd have been really interesting, like Bucky generally trying to get through, like the modern day. He's trying to figure out where his place in the world is.
Yeah.
How is he going to get redemption?
Yeah.
Can he get redemption? It's another question. And like, will his past keep like coming back?
Yeah. And
I think, I don't know, a Black Widow and Bucky film would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot in common in that regard.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I generally don't think Captain America should have gone back in time, because he kept saying to Bucky, "I'll be there with you."
Yeah.
And then he ditches when his friend needs him the most.
I'll be with you until the end of the line.
It's like, poor Bucky's just like in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you keep abandoning Bucky. You looked for you had a really emotional reunion, and then you kind of just left him.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for Bucky. I really do.
Yeah, he got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, he has such a cool story. Yeah.
I feel like they should have, instead of making a TV series and being like Captain America, they should have made a movie of just Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and just make it a movie, and then have a completely different story. I like that they tried to include there's America's new Captain America, and he's like this pretentious kind of.
Oh yeah, I like that story. The new America is evil. Yeah. Basically.
And I thought that would have been better if it was just focused on him rather than these terrorists. Captain America's like, Sam is like, you gotta stop calling them terrorists, dude.
They're blowing up and killing people.
Exactly.
I think Endgame was a mess.
Yeah.
It screwed up everything, because obviously all these people suddenly come back, and that is going to cause like global overpopulation, right? Theoretically, I can't remember when Endgame was first released, but there was about 7 billion people. Half of them disappeared, so we're down to like 3.5.
Yeah.
This is kind of a math podcast. But then over time, in 5 years, that's going to go up. I don't know, maybe to 5 billion people. Maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe more, maybe less. But then 3.5 billion people will suddenly reappear again.
Yeah.
And then that brings in so many questions. Where did they reappear? Because a lot more people would have actually died than 3.5, because think about if a pilot disappears, people are going to fall out of the sky. If a doctor disappears, that person's...
Yeah.
And there's so many other scenarios. So many car crashes, submarine sinking. I try to think if there's still people trapped in space.
Yeah.
Because like the astronauts on the ground the space scientists on the ground have disappeared. I never actually thought about that before. Are they still there?
I have a question in response to that. So when something's not explained in the movie, but a director explains it afterwards, do you consider their explanation as canon?
I see that as bad story writing. If you have to explain something after the fact, that is bad story writing.
Well, that answers my question. I was going to say, so one of the Russo brothers was like, oh, the Hulk wished everyone, but clicked his fingers, and everyone came back in like safe areas.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But what about the people who perished because other people disappeared?
Yeah.
They themselves didn't disappear, but they, unalived because someone disappeared.
We're using safe terms for dead.
We've already used dead once. We're already demonetized. We're not even demonetized. We're safe. I think Endgame really messed things up. And it doesn't make any sense, because Iron Man is like the reason this happened. Because he wanted to keep his little girl alive.
Yeah.
He could have kept her safe. There's numerous ways. You have literally control over time, space, and reality. I think those are probably the most important stones, to be honest. You could have come back in time with his daughter.
Yeah.
Would this screw up the timeline? Probably. But you got the time stone for that, so
yeah,
it's fine. The whole giving the stones was also incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
Because that alone because they were warned, if a single stone is removed, it branches into dark time. They removed all of them.
Yeah, they did.
And then they get destroyed. It's like, well, they get returned, and then obviously then Thanos destroys them.
Yeah.
Which would also remove them from their timelines, because obviously time is a mess in Marvel Universe terms.
Yeah, exactly.
It just doesn't make any sense. And the whole, no one should be able to use the Soul Stone apart from the person who got the Soul Stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a soul for a soul. It doesn't make any sense if someone else gets to use it afterwards. At least that's my theory. I don't know if that's been explained by anyone. How anyone else can use the Soul
I'm
Stone.
not sure. Well, I also hated the whole Tony Stark thinks up a time machine in a couple of a day or a night or whatever, and all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, we got the time machine. Let's go." Like, how do you even map a time machine? Like, how do you decide that this will go to New York, this will go to another planet.
Yeah, it's not just a time machine, it's a time and space. It's basically a TARDIS.
Yeah.
It's a portable TARDIS.
Oh no, wait, didn't they fly to?
I can't remember. Oh
no, they yeah, but I don't know.
They did a lot of time traveling.
Yeah.
It is a hot mess.
It is. It's, yeah.
There's so many things. they could have easily saved. So I have so many problems with the Infinity Stones. The Infinity Stones are meant to be the most powerful items in the universe. And there's like some debate on what the Reality Stone can do.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the Reality Stone can literally warp reality. You could have made yourself safe from using the stones. You alter reality, and then you're safe. Or even afterwards, they could have used the Time Stone or the Reality Stone to heal Tony Stark. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
You see how powerful the Time Stone is. They even have a time machine that can make you into a baby or into an old man.
Yeah.
I think they have the technology. They could have easily saved Iron Man. Even if they didn't use the stones, I generally think they had the technology to save him.
Yeah.
I mean, he had nanotech armor. There's no way of telling me he could have saved his life.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
They could have done something interesting, but maybe Iron Man survived. Maybe he's in a coma. And if they wanted to make him do, maybe it's like the after effects of the stones. Maybe it made him mad.
Yeah.
Or like they could have done something really interesting with that. I'd have been so cool. Like you see his nanotech suit. Maybe he's badly scarred after using it, and you see that the nanotech suit comes back, but it becomes the Doctor Doom mask.
Yeah.
And then the rest of his costume turns green or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe Doctor Doom hijacks it, and he's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But I don't. I think they could reboot Marvel, but then we'll have to go through a whole bunch of origin stories again.
Well, this is the thing. If I was doing it, I just would have not. I wouldn't do origin stories. I'd be like, you know who Spider-Man is. You know who Iron Man is. You're not getting. But I hope. The one thing that I will say is we've been digressing a lot.
We have tangents are our bread and butter.
Yeah. I'm glad that I'm hoping that this Doctor Doom-esque character that RDJ is playing is from another universe, because they haven't set up Doctor Doom at all. It would be so jarring if they're suddenly like, oh, I'm Doctor Doom, I'm from Latveria. And it's like, you're this really powerful nation and this monarch, where have you been? Because there's no way that Doctor Doom would be like okay with Thanos. And it wouldn't be because he wants to save the world. Well, he would want to save the world, but he
wants to rule a bit.
Yeah. I was like, where have you been?
Marvel has this problem with a lot of their characters. Like they just suddenly introduce them, and it's just like, because of the whole Thanos thing. I think they used Thanos too early. Yeah. Because of Thanos, everyone's like, oh, where was he during this? Where was he, or where was she during this? Or if there's a group of people, where were they during all this? So,
yeah, that's fair enough.
Like the Eternals, like, seriously, what guys were you doing? Your whole job was to protect the Celestial. You are just sleeping on the job. The whole planet being an egg to a giant Celestial is stupid.
Yeah, so they could have just set up Latveria and everything and been in Black Panther or something. And I know it's one of those. It's a country where, I know in Age of Ultron, when they're saying, oh, the guy Claw got punished in Wakanda for trying to steal vibranium, and they're like, what's Wakanda? And he's like, oh, it's one of two countries where no one dares tread. And they're like, what's the other country? Oh, it's Latveria. And then, a couple of movies down the line or somewhere, you mention, oh, the monarchs of Latveria is blah blah blah, or even in the, I don't know,
they really need to. They should do that more often, just building characters. I think that'd be interesting, actually. Like, maybe they have like a flashback in Claw, like he gets punished in Wakanda. Maybe he finds a way to escape, but then maybe Doom or Doombot, because Doom is famous for his Doombots. He thought he made here was another bot.
Robert Downey Jr. is just a Doombot.
That would be so funny. But then that maybe like Doom picks up. Or they could have introduced Doom in a Black Panther movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think a lot of people were expecting some kind of Doctor Doom-esque involvement in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Um,
That would have been interesting instead of like the whole Ironheart thing.
yeah.
Maybe they had to get the help of Doom.
Mm.
Or I really instead of really go for a whole finals thing, and then maybe like Doom picks up some vibranium and he's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, vibranium Doom would be pretty cool.
But yeah, so, or he could have just been the villain and he didn't have, because we've just had Aquaman 2.
We're all over the place in this one.
And now they're having, now Marvel wants Namor and everything. And it's like, I'm kind of done with mer people right now, which is kind of hypocritical because I'm writing a story with mer people in, but I'm tired of seeing mermaids and mer people on screen. You've got The Little Mermaid, you've had Aquaman 2, which was meh, and now you've got Namor. And so yeah, it would be nice. Who is no more well paid.
Namor.
And yeah, so it would be nice to just have Doctor Doom get involved there.
Yeah. I think this is the problem with Marvel, is the fact that this consistency is one of the biggest problems. Because like you have a director, they're in charge of their little bubble of a character.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have this director, he has Guardians, this one has Iron Man, this one has blah blah. And then when it came to the Avengers, they had yet a different directors doing them. So then obviously the original directors didn't have full control over what happened to their characters, and that's why you have all these characters suddenly changing or doing weird things in different movies. Like Thor, for example, is just constantly just flipping and flopping his personality.
Yeah, from like very serious to comedic, and
I hated that what they did to Thor.
Even Chris Hemsworth is like, if I'm doing another Thor movie, I've got to, I think, be more serious.
Yeah.
Something.
Well, they went from being serious to being comic relief to them being kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to figure out his place in the universe, and they just kind of rush right past that.
Yeah.
He's really struggling, and I think that's been an interesting storyline actually for generally struggling with his place. Like he's just lost so much.
Yeah.
And yet they just kind of oh well, yeah, he lost all those people. He lost both his parents. He's becoming Batman.
Hides in the shadows. Yeah.
But then it's just no. They're just gonna sweep that under the rug. Here's Valkyrie. Here's that rock guy.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't deserve to be named. Why was he there in the third movie?
I can't even remember.
I think Korg.
Oh yeah.
I just remembered his name just now.
I know it started with K. Is it Kilowog? No, that's DC.
I don't know how you save DC. DC is also with us all over the place. They tried to do a reboot, but then no one was certain what's part of the old continuity and what's part of the new continuity, and it's now just I don't know where they are actually anymore.
Well, in the movies, they're rebooting everything.
They said that, then they go, "Oh, is this part of new canon or old canon?" And they're like, "This is, but that isn't."
Yeah, so the Batman, and then they've got the Penguin HBO movie TV series. That's a part of its own. I think they're calling it like the Gotham Crime Saga.
Oh my god!
Which I'm like, well, at least you're only not to its own thing.
I kind of miss. I think that's what they should do. I think Marvel should take lessons. Like, not everything needs to be connected. I liked it when everything was separate. Have some crossover.
Yeah.
But then everything just goes back to.
Well, just to plug my own future, my superhero books, they're not all going to be connected. So if you have the patience to wait 30 or 40 years, you can read them all. If I live that long.
That's a big sports question.
I kid.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. They should. Not everything needs to be connected.
Yeah. Alright, I think that wraps up all the topic before we just go on a web of tangents.
Yeah.
Is it question time?
I think it is question time.
Oh, snappers. So,
Yes.
Sensei McGee.
Yes, Victor McGee. Oh, wait. Steve McGee.
Oh, name confusion. How is your writing going?
My writing is going well. Yeah, it's going well. I can't complain, I guess.
How much are you willing to divulge?
Well, I won't go into storytelling wise, but it's going alright. I'm making progress. I haven't done any more of my Pokemon inspired. Oh no, wait. No, I haven't done any more Pokemon inspired writing. But ever since I've been back at work, I've finished my annual leave. I've been able to do some more. I have been with a resident who likes to stay in her bed, and so I get a lot of writing done then. Yeah.
Are you divulging what it's called, or
Right now, the working title is The Race to the Moon.
I thought that wasn't that a different story, not the Pokey story?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
the
the
Cryptoid.
Yeah, Cryptoid.
Oh, one day all this will be mine, because it's about the main villain of this Cryptoid shared world. So it's kind of like if you had the origins of Giovanni from the Team Rocket movie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you never know. Things change, you know.
Yeah, it could be like Agatha. You could have like 15 different titles before you settle on one.
So yeah, so that's my writing.
Are you willing to divulge anything else, or is that all your?
That's all my.
That's it. So, I know we've done a lot of ranting and waffling already, but do you have any more rants?
I'm all ranted out.
Yeah, maybe we should scrap this question. Plus, the podcast is like 90% rant, 10% tangent.
But yeah.
Do you have any praises for me?
I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's nice to see your mum.
Oh, come on!
It's nice to see you. Didn't totally forget that I was coming today.
Oh?
But
I had a feeling that would happen. That's probably the reason why I called you.
I'm glad you did, because I booked something, and then I booked going to the cinema, and then you called, and I was like, yeah, I can come and see Steve.
I woke up early, which is unnatural for me. And actually cool Sensei. I've got a feeling that he's not going to show up.
It was a Studio Ghibli film as well.
Why didn't you go? That's far more important.
Because you're my Studio Ghibli.
I don't know how to feel about this. So I'm just going to ask another question. Do you have any derps for me?
Do I have any what?
Derps for me.
Yes, I have quite a lot that happened yesterday.
Oh no.
So, at work, me and 2 other staff members went with 3 of the girls, and one of the girls sits at the far back, because she excitedly waves her hands about, and we don't want anyone being hit.
Yeah.
And so the way that the car layout is that you've got the driver passenger seat, and you've got the middle bit where you can fit 3 people, and then you've got the back bit.
Yeah.
You have to push the chairs down in the middle bit for the far back person to get out. And I'm responsible for this girl, right?
Wait, yeah, woman. I'm assuming.
Women, yeah. we're into like trafficking. And
Wait, by traffic do we mean just like car traffic jams?
Sure. And no, so we were going for a picnic, and one of the so this resident, she's really happy and bubbly. We get to Weymouth on Sea, and I'm like, coming out, go out, and then so Kenny, who is a colleague, gets out, and one of the residents gets out, and then I get out and I close the door.
Oh no.
And Kenny's like, Peter, don't forget about such and such. And the resident's looking at me like, come on. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Like, Victor, what are you doing there?
And bearing in mind that it's quite a hot day. I was like, oh yeah.
They get your name wrong, and then they can tell you to remember someone. It's just horrible.
Yeah,
Everyone's just.
awful.
You've been working there for so long, and they keep calling you the wrong name. That's
They do.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
One day they'll remember.
And yeah, so yeah, so that happened, and then on our way back, then she tripped up, but that wasn't anyone's fault. That was because she doesn't do a lot of walking.
Yeah. Walking is hard.
But she did really well. So we've got a picnic, and then we were walking back, and then for some reason the lead team member was like, "We'll go this pebbly, bumpy way to the place of the picnic," and we were like, "All right then," even though you've just seen her trip, and I've had to like help her with like the more rocky areas, and then she's like, "Oh, we'll go the smooth way this time," and I was like, "Why?" So that was her derp. Oh yeah, and then so on our way back, I was walking in front, and then they were like, "Oh, Pete, such a..." So
they get that name wrong all the time.
the audience isn't stupid.
You
They're like,
give them too much credit. The audience of no one. They're imaginary, remember?
Such and such is trainer laces undone. So I do it up, and then we carry on walking, and then a bit later they're like, "Oh, shoelaces undone," and then I'm like, "Oh, for goodness sake!" And then I do it extra tight, carry on walking, and then one of the residents is like, "Peter, your shoelaces undone." I'm like, "Oh, come on!"
Get my name right for once. Several years.
And then, what did I say?
This reminds me so much.
My memory.
When I went to like bowls when I was a wee tyke.
Yeah.
The guy there, he got everyone's name wrong. Like he kept calling me his own son's name, or like George. Or one time I was standing there and he was going, George, George, and I was like, man. And then someone else had to go, and he's talking to you. My name's not George. He kept like he even got his own son's name wrong. I was thinking, dude, seriously.
Old people.
He wasn't old. He's just really bad at names.
I take back what I did. Where was I? Oh yeah,
Victor.
They're like, "Oh, your shoelace is undone," and I was like, "Oh, for goodness sake!" And then the resident was like, "You're really not having a good time with shoelaces, are you, today?" I was like, "No." So yeah, my derp is that
You can't remember your own name.
I can't remember.
We all have those days. A derp live on air. Classic.
Is that I forgot that the resident that I was responsible for was in the car, and I would have closed the door in the baking heat of a car and in a car, and I would have just left them. I am actually quite good at my job. I am.
Honest, please.
I will say, usually I'm quite with it out when it's at home, when it's in the home. But when we're outside, my brain kind of just goes a bit like.
It's this heat.
It's this heat,
melts.
yeah.
It melts your brain.
The residents become temperamental and throw things. You know who you are.
Isn't that normal? I don't think you're last one.
Not this one. And yeah. Well, that's a rant for another day. This heat, I hate it.
I think that's what I'm going to write about.
I had someone who was like, oh, I love this heat. And I was like, why? What's wrong with you?
A dude or dudette? What is wrong with you? But
Yeah.
what is actually the female version of dude?
I think it is do that.
Probably. It sounds weird. Dudalina?
But yeah, anyway, I digress. So that's my derp
/ mini rant.
mini rant, yeah.
At the beginning of it, you're supposed to be asking a bit more questions. No, we've already asked the other one, because that was like, when we asked like how you're doing, but we've already asked that.
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions from me?
I do. So how's your writing going?
Nowhere.
I see.
I try to remember the last time I actually did any writing. A little bit. But
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. Now I can't actually remember what it was. I read that nonsensical poem to you.
That was beautiful.
That was the last bit of writing I did.
Shall I read it out?
No.
Oh. But it was perfect.
It was
Beautiful.
I was about to say something, but then I just realised that's the name of a establishment I should probably not say.
I am expecting to hear what this is after.
It's nothing bad, but if people who know they know.
Okay.
It's not. It's just it's a very. It's not like censorship worthy name. It's just like I don't want to be called out on it.
All right. Well.
Because the phrasing would have been awkward. Okay, that's all I'm worried about is phrasing.
We sometimes slip up on that.
Yeah, often. Words are hard and will continue to be hard.
So, comrade, is that all?
So the last thing I did writing properly was I did two things actually. I did a little bit of sci-fi and a little bit of, I guess, light fantasy ? I'm not good with genres.
Yeah.
So those last bits of things I did.
Okay.
And no, I will not elaborate. Any other
So,
questions?
yeah, do you have any rants for me?
This heat, this melts your mind.
It does.
Brain. Like,
It really does.
like, I want to do something, and then it's just alright. So I have the computer that's right next to me.
Yes.
I turn that on. I have a very small room, and so it heats up. Already heated room, and so I'm just sweltering, suffering, and if nothing works, like phones just keep glitching and going.
Yeah.
Peace out. Yeah, you thought you had battery life, and not anymore. And then everything is so much more effort in this heat. It's just unbearable.
Sorry, go on.
You go for it.
I was gonna say I'm impressed that we actually plucked up the courage and the energy to plucked up the energy to
What's that?
to do this episode 2.
Yeah.
For the 99th episode, like and subscribe.
Dang it! What's all the plugs? We have too many. What, this is a bar store or something? Stop it.
Join our Patreon.
We don't even have that. But when we do, you know what to do and completely ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist.
Send us a coffee at www.buymeacoffee.
What's wrong with you? He has broken you. So yeah, we are not built for the heat. So I burn very easily, and other reasons. I'm just not made for heat.
No.
Just medically, physically, everything else. Like my mind is just
Mentally.
mentally. I can't remember words, and I struggle to remember like there's like things I would normally be able to remember. Yeah, the heat is awful.
Did you say medically?
Medically?
Yeah.
Probably.
You did, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah,
did.
because
I don't have to say it if you don't want to.
it's just, you know, I feel heat differently from other people. Well, temperature differently from other people. So I have quite a few stories in this. For example, water is normally the big theme here.
Yeah.
I was doing the dishes. For me, the water was warm. It was lovely, perfect temperature. Clean the dishes.
Mm.
Someone else puts their hand in, cold. It is cold.
Oh,
They
see.
put boiling hot water for their. So for me, it was like my hands instantly turned red, and almost scalded my hands. I don't know why I didn't take my hands out of the water. I think it was a hot day, so my brain was just not functioning. It's like, I'm not gonna pour boiling hot water in. I'm just gonna stand here and watch. What was I thinking? That's my premature. Before you even ask. But that's happened to me more than once. It's like people like pouring like really hot water.
Yeah.
So when I was a wee tyke.
Yes.
One of my siblings made a bath for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Warm water. For them, luxury. It was pristinely perfect. Everyone would have been happy. I put my little toe in.
Yeah.
And it nearly scalded my toe. That's how hot it was. I put my hand in. Yeah, my hand went red. I couldn't. I physically couldn't go in that water. I probably would have boiled.
Yeah.
Or got like quite badly scalded. So I just feel temperature differently. So
okay.
A warm day to other people would be a hot day for me. Oh, so.
Antarctica would be a sauna.
It goes the other way as well. Like for cold as well, it's just like, oh, there's a slight breeze, and I'm like. So yeah, I don't know what exactly it is, but I stay temperature differently.
Yeah, fair enough. So, senpai.
Yeah.
Comrade.
Yeah.
Sensei.
But you're sensei.
Yes, sensei.
But you're sensei.
Do you have any praises for me?
It's great to see you. It's great that this weather is finally cooling down. It's not so great that we didn't get a thunderstorm.
No, we were promised a thunderstorm.
How do you feel about thunderstorms?
I like them when they're not too close.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of the lightning than the thunder. The thunder is overrated.
Yeah.
I like the flashes in the sky, especially if the different colours. I can't remember what. I think that's something to do with atmosphere. What the different colours, and there's some other conditioning, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool when you see different kind of lightning.
I love it when it's raining and I'm indoors. It feels relaxing.
I don't like it when it happens out of the blue and I'm not expecting it, or I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, fair enough.
I get easily spooked.
So, comrade.
Yeah.
Do you have any derps for me?
Well, other than laying on pouring hot water on my hands. That's an old derp. Recent derp. Probably. I'm derping right now. Like, my memory is like kaput.
It's alright if you don't.
I probably did. I just don't remember them. They're not memorable.
Because I'll save it for next episode, which will be our 100th video.
Oh, you're listening special.
Like and subscribe.
Damn it! Start with the plug. Almost like editing them out. If I figure out how.
But yeah, okay.
I think my derp was, while editing, there's probably a very simple way of doing what I accomplished, but I went the long way around as normal. It
That's
could be the simplest task, and I will find a way to make it complicated.
That's the fun way of doing it, though, isn't it? It's well, it probably isn't, but
No, it's not.
it's painful.
And then I always find out the simple solution afterwards, and I'm like, I feel stupid.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So is that all your dubs?
I guess it's a lot much of a joke. I had to do like the edit the description.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I found the credits for 2 of these things on a roll. All right, who made this potato? And I was like, oh no, I can't find it. And then I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It took me down this rabbit hole. Fortunately, it only took me like a few minutes to realize, oh yeah, I got it from the same website as the other 2 images. What am I doing? That was my job. That's
Okay.
like, I got all the images from one website.
Mm.
That alone was a job making this thumbnail. I should have just used one website instead of constantly going back to Google. I don't know why I didn't. But I digress. I thought, oh, okay, I have this file. It says it's from this website. I click on it. Okay, so this is wrong. What am I doing?
Yeah.
But I found out, and it still took me a while to find the right image again, even though I already found it, and it wasn't in my history for whatever reason.
Okay.
I find the history feature on my computer a bit weird. Sometimes it's great, it's useful, and other times it doesn't say the things it's supposed to say. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why do you like this? Who hurt you?
You hurt you in a past life. Okay.
I could have a whole run about Google Docs, but that's the next time.
I have a run about Google Books.
Oh. Go for it.
Though I personally, so I brought a lot of books on Google Books, and it's only been the last 6 months when I'd already brought a lot of books that those Google Books people license out books to Google Books.
Yeah.
But they can revoke it whenever they like.
Oh.
Whether you've brought it or not.
Oh.
Yeah. So, because I brought so many, I was like, you know what? All the ones that I've listened to, or some of the ones that I've listened to save up space, I'll delete from books, and then when I want to listen to them again, I'll re-download it. But you can't. No, it was taken off Google Books, and this audio that I brought was $14.99.
Oof.
Yeah, and I brought these 3 other books, and this was ages and ages ago. And I messaged the guy who I was like, how come they've been removed? And he was like, oh, I can't remember what he said, but it was like, oh, I've changed it so that because I found a better deal publishing them elsewhere or something. And the money, I'd spent money on those books, and it's like, and anyway, he re-uploaded them but in audiobook format, and audiobooks cost more, and it's like, why? And also some of them don't open, so like,
that's just a waste of money.
Yeah, well, they do open, but they won't turn up in your library. And it's not worth it, man.
Yeah.
So if you do use Google Books,
just don't use them.
Fun?
Wait, use Google Books, find something else.
Audible.
It's all a sponsor.
Buy them in physical. But yeah, so yeah, I haven't had any problems with Google Docs yet.
You've had lots of problems with Google Docs.
When?
You've had lots of problems with Google Docs.
Have I?
Yeah.
Have I?
Yeah. You've had the same problems as I have.
What?
Okay, well, I guess we're not seeing it for next time, but You know, like
No, we're doing
words,
this.
like words changing, or like you thought you wrote something and then oh wait, that's a different word, or like this is suddenly got deleted, or not
Oh,
saving properly. That irks me.
yeah. So, or just a grammar thing that it has, where it's like, oh, you mean this word? And it's like, no, I meant no. Oh, you mean this spelling? It's like, no, I mean this.
Yeah, and
Um,
then sometimes I will misspell a word and I know it's misspelled,
yeah,
and it will come up with a red little squiggly line.
yeah,
And sometimes it doesn't even do that. So then I have to Google what the actual word is because it just goes, oh, it's wrong.
yeah,
But I won't offer any options to
yeah,
like, or the options it gives are also all wrong. Like, did I spell it that badly? And then I check it. No, I just like got two letters mixed up.
yeah,
And it's like, oh, okay.
yeah,
And sometimes I'm like 90% certain I put a certain word down. I will send it to you, and then look back at I did not put that word,
yeah,
and it's just changed.
yeah.
I just don't know how that's happened.
I've never. Okay, I mean, I've so for when I started counselling, um, my counsellor sent over some documents right via Google Docs, and I signed them all, um, and then sent them back, and then tried to delete the documents, because I don't want them
Yeah,
anymore, and it's like next time I go back on Google Docs and they're there again and they're just taking up space, and it's like, go away.
I've had that before. Like I've downloaded something because maybe like a patch note or something that's in Google Docs or something interesting that's in a doc for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I don't know, okay, I'm done reading this one, get rid of it. And then I come back and it's there again. Like, but I got rid of you.
I
And then
said I didn't want you.
I've had like various other weird glitches, like either it stops working or sometimes there's phantom text. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that. Like, I don't know if it's just me.
I haven't.
I have like this. I've had it recently. I was writing something. I think I copied and pasted something. I don't know. It's just weird. I was like, there's this weird text that was there, but I couldn't interact with it. I refreshed and it's just gone.
Oh, I've.
I was like, what?
Is it usually at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that. Yeah, copy and pasted something before, deleted it, and then started writing some more, and that that letter still carries on, and I try and delete it and I can't, and I have to close off of it and then come back on and it's gone, and it's like, do the docs, come on.
I've had it before. Where it's like the little curve. I don't know what it's called. You know, the little flashing line thing, or where
The
you're supposed to be
cursor.
typing. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
but where the words end up is somewhere different.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's happened to me a few times. Like,
Yeah.
it's like like if anything's misaligned, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Google Docs, please fix yourself. Like I haven't had like as many problems as I did in the past. Like I had the problem where I think I told you before I wrote a story, but then it got deleted.
Oh no.
Because it didn't save properly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was Google Docs or I had Wi-Fi problems or something, and it just went into the void.
Google Docs are usually really good because it just saves automatically.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on that day.
Yeah.
But it didn't like me.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know if that was Doc's fault or my phone or Wi-Fi. I don't know who's to blame there, but
Yeah. Ah.
yeah. Google Docs, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works flawlessly, and other times I just want to throw it at the wall.
Oh. I mean, I usually have a good experience, but
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times I think I have a good experience with Google
yeah.
Docs.
I mean, a couple of times I've tried to switch it from I would love it if the offline if it says when it says do you want to switch it to offline usage, it would just immediately change.
Yeah.
Because when I start to go somewhere or leave the house, I have to wait until it's loaded and changed. I can't just leave, otherwise from experience I'll turn it onto off. I'll make it want to go onto offline mode, leave the house, and then forget about it, and then forget about it, and
Hey, forget about it.
I start writing again, and then because it's not actually on offline mode. It will either say you can't access this, you need internet, or all of the work that I've just done, or any work that I do whilst I'm away from the house or away from Wi-Fi won't be saved. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what this happened to my story on. Maybe it was an offline mode and didn't save. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's...
But yeah, so
Again, not a sponsor.
like and subscribe.
No, bad. I gotta get the water spray out.
I am.
Every time he says that, please like and subscribe to a different channel. Thank you.
But yeah, so we're over an hour and 10.
Oh, longer.
An hour and 11.
I guess because this song actually has something to say.
3, 2, 1. An hour and 11. Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, because he actually had something interesting to say during the question time.
Yeah.
Are we wrapping up there?
I think we should. So, thank you again for listening to episode 2 of the Humble Potato Podcast.
Yep.
I have been Victor.
And I have been Steve. You have been Imaginary.
And we will see you for our 100th episode.
Yeah. Bye.
Like and subscribe.